consult with that guy on Facebook about how he should be doing my news.
How are these questions answered?
The proposals include raising penalties for gang members who use guns in crime, boosting funding for the State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension against gangs and drug trafficking, requiring cities to provide major sports and entertainment venues with sufficient police or risk losing state aid, and stepping up enforcement on the light rail system, including more people to watch the light rail system.
People armed with firearms?
Yeah.
And badges?
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey crashed the news conference, accusing the Republican lawmakers of trying to make public safety a partisan issue.
Oh, he's a dum-dum.
And accused them of spreading misinformation while providing too little financial assistance to cities large and small. Mayor said Republicans should be working collaboratively with cities instead. He was particularly irritated with claims that Minneapolis has not increased its ranks of police officers. Mayor said his current budget provides for a third police academy class this year, which would add 20 to 40 new officers to the force.
But they're still under the allotment, correct?
But Republicans said that's barely enough to cover retirements and other attrition, and less than what Police Chief Madaria Arredondo had sought when he proposed that the state raise the department's cap on sworn officers from 888 to 1,000. Democratic St. Paul Mayor Melvin Carter also criticized the GOP initiative as misleading. He pointed out that overall, violent crimes in St. Paul fell to a 25-year low last year.
Oh, BS.
Didn't they have a record number of murders?
Yes.
Though his statement soft-pedaled how homicides doubled from 2018 to 2019 to 30.
Wouldn't that be considered serious crime, John?
You would think so.
Their highest level
like it,
since mid-1990s. Did you see, and I don't remember who the legislator was, Mayor Frey walking down the hallway with the GOP legislator, put his hand on his shoulder.
Grossell?
Yeah, put his hand on his shoulder
me.
and said, "Don't touch me."
It's like when Jesse batted that hand away from May Shunk or something. Yeah, don't touch me.
So he's upset about them politicizing this and making it a divisive topic, but is he offering any adult solutions?
Not that I've seen.
Not one.
I don't know one. An imminent one-week strike by nurses, lab techs, and other caregivers at Health Partners clinics in the Twin Cities has been averted with a tentative contract agreement reached early Tuesday, according to an announcement from the labor union, the Service Employees International Union. The now called-off strike was set to begin at 6:30 on Wednesday morning. President Trump on Tuesday suggesting he may file lawsuits over the outcome of former special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation. All of this on Twitter, as usual. He again also lashed out over the trial of longtime associate Roger Stone, who's scheduled to be sentenced this week in a case stemming from the former special counsel's probe. He tweeted, "Everything having to do with this fraudulent investigation is badly tainted and, in my opinion, should be thrown out. The whole deal was a total scam. If I wasn't president, I'd be suing everyone all over the place." And then in caps, "but maybe I still will. Witch hunt." It's unclear on what grounds the president could sue over Mueller's finding. Trump also repeated his claim that Mueller came to the White House seeking the FBI director's job, a topic the former special counsel addressed in his report, and a claim that's been refuted by multiple White House insiders, among them Stephen Bannon, who told federal investigators Mueller did not go to the White House seeking to become FBI director, but was instead invited by President Trump to offer a perspective on the institution. About 6 months to go to the Minnesota State Fair.
Have fun, fellas.
How you doing?
Yeah.
You'll be there whether you like it or not.
State Fair announced another addition to the Grandstand Concert Series.
Brother, I don't know if I'm going to be here next week.
Well, now that you mention it, I don't know that we're even do the fair. We don't know yet. It's too early.
A lot can happen between now and then.
That's right. That's right.
See how the fair stays in the news, though?
Who's the new group coming in, John?
It would be country singer Tim McGraw, September 1st. Special guest, I actually like this band, Midland. They're a somewhat new country band. Had a big hit last year called I Got a Drinking Problem.
Yes, you do.
No, that's the name of the song, Kenny.
Oh.
McGraw joins the Doobie Brothers and Darcy Lynn and Friends as musical acts to perform at the Grandstand so far this year.
I think I want to see the Doobs.
They got Mike McDonald this time around, which would be fun.
Yeah.
Tickets go on sale Friday, 10 a.m.
Skunk playing with them?
Skunk is not playing with them, no.
What's the point?
Prices range from $60 to $88. This will be McGraw's third appearance at the Great Minnesota Get Together, where he previously performed.
The thing is, with Such, you always say this, but the fact of the matter is your job at the fair, like let's say they just happen to appear the night that you work at the fair. You won't stick around. I mean, you won't, like, we're done, say, at 3 o'clock. You will not stick around until 8 o'clock to see the start of that concert.
I have previously. I
Where-
stayed for
where do you
Al
hang?
Green.
Al Green and B.B. King.
Where do you hang?
What do you do? Where do
You
you
got a
go?
trailer
Well,
over there?
but remember, we were on until about 6.
We were,
Like a
we were
dressing
on later.
room
No,
out
we were on
there?
until 6 o'clock. There wasn't a lot of time left to worry about.
He sits inside the lounge of the Mexican
Who's the
hat.
gal we saw, John? The old babe.
Yeah.
What's her name that's passed now?
Yeah.
Sharon?
Not Eddie
Dab-
James, was it?
Etta James.
Oh,
Etta
yeah.
James.
You saw Etta?
Yeah,
It was Eddie James, B.B. King, and Al Green.
Yeah.
And it was B.B. unfortunately at the end of his career when he was sitting down and not really doing much.
Etta was always a good show.
Etta was
always.
great. Yeah.
And if you're safe at home and you're comfy and you got your feet
Yeah, what are you
up and
doing?
you're on your 8th cocktail,
Yeah.
there's no way you're going to go over to the state fair.
I don't know how it's going to play out yet, Kenny. I don't have my calendar filled in for
I'm just asking you.
state fair.
I'm just
cocktails
asking
you're
you.
gonna have that night?
Don't lie to us, Joe. Just don't lie.
I
to
just
us.
said I might like to see the Doobie Brothers, okay?
We all know it's not going to happen.
And Joe, before someone
Sorry about that attack, Joe.
before someone jumps on me for not doing my research, you referenced earlier Governor Ventura saying, "Don't touch me." I forget who you to May Shunk, but
It wasn't May?
it was not. It was during the forum on Channel 2. Ventura took umbrage with the Republican
Yes.
Representative Carol Molnau
You're
after
right,
she
you're right.
touched him
Carol
several
Molnau,
times
yes.
during
Yeah.
a debate.
Yeah.
Please, don't touch me. I'm not touching you.
Yeah.
And then they came out with a bunch of "Don't touch me" stickers.
Yes.
And we made a song about it that we can't play.
You can't touch it.
That's right. One other concert note, Ozzy Osbourne has canceled his 2020 North American No More Tours 2 tour.
Isn't his health going down pretty fast?
Yes, very
That's why.
quickly.
I hadn't intended on seeing him.
You weren't going to that
No,
one?
no.
The announcement said it's to allow him to continue to recover from various health issues he's faced over the past year.
Doesn't he have Parkinson's?
I
Is that
saw.
the deal? Yeah.
Did Ozzy warm up Black Sabbath about 20 years ago in the Dome?
No idea.
Sure did.
I thought he was Black Sabbath.
Yeah, I think both him and Black Sabbath were playing that night, along with
Interesting.
a few other acts that I can't remember.
So is that like when Dio was their lead singer or whoever?
Ronnie, we will know
Who'd they
for
have?
evil or divine.
So
we're the
he did
last in
both
line.
ends?
Yeah, he did 2 shows in one night.
Wow. That's
Joe, show me Ronnie James
That's
Dio's
ambition.
hand signal that he was famous
I would
for.
not know that.
Ronnie's dead.
Yeah.
Ronnie's dead.
Breaking news for you, John.
Yes, sir.
It broke about 26 minutes ago that President Trump has pardoned ex-San Francisco 49
that.
owner DeBartolo Jr.
I saw that, Rick. I just didn't put it in my news.
Oh, okay. I thought it was breaking news when it came out.
Eddie DiBartolo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he had given a bribe to Edwards when he was Louisiana's governor.
Yeah, 400 grand.
And yeah, he was fined $1 million, and he didn't do any jail time. But Trump did.
And he
pardon him.
is in the NFL Hall of Fame.
Yes,
I found
and
that
a lot of
surprising.
NFLers showed up actually for the thing. Jerry Rice, Jim Brown.
He was beloved as an owner by his players.
he was-
Well, the players showed up for
Yeah.
at the White House today for
Well,
that.
do you know what he did? He had a player's plane, and then he had a plane for the families. So he had a separate chartered plane. So, it's easy to spend money when you're making it legally.
and then a third plane for the girlfriends.
Right, for the...
That's smart.
We don't know that that's true. So
Right.
in
I'm
case
kidding.
Eddie's listening.
we don't know that.
A tip of the cap to the Star Tribune.
There you go.
Their sports section was named among the top 10 daily and Sunday sports section in the nation, in addition to being honored for finishing the top 10 among sports websites. The Washington Post and LA Times were the only other news organizations to place in the top 10 in all 3 categories.
Is that in the medium-sized newsroom or the large market-sized
No,
newsroom?
they've got a pretty healthy situation. They lucked out with Glenn Taylor.
How you guys doing over there?
We're a little shrinky.
I'm rooting for your underdog over there.
Yeah.
In Ohio, Stark County woman was arrested
Do
Thursday.
you have to sweep when you're over there, too, or you just specifically right?
Wow, Matthew. Oh, my God.
Stark County woman was arrested Thursday for repeatedly calling 911
Grab a broom.
to tell police her parents shut off her cell phone, according to court documents. What makes this weird is she's 36 years old and she lives with her parents, and they shut off her cell phone.
Here it was, 1997, Black Sabbath, Ozzy, Marilyn Manson, Pantera, Fear Factory, Machine Head, Power Mad 5000.
I can't imagine why I would not have gone to
Right.
that.
What's your number? And then going to that one. What's your number?
That's a 0.
And that was at the Dome?
I believe it was,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, and Somebody might have put something in my drink that night. I don't know. Something was weird about that night.
36-year-old Saloni Katarpal of Jackson Township charged with disrupting public services, a fourth-degree felony. On February 13th, she called 911, demanded police respond to her home because her parents had shut off her cell phone. First time she called, police warned her to only call for real emergencies. Hours later, she called again about her parents shutting off her cell phone. According to court documents, she was belligerent when police got there and said she thought it was a legitimate issue. She has a preliminary hearing February 27th.
Do you think 7 years later we'll be looking up her address to find out what her update is?
No. Thank you, John.
Yes.
We'll return in just a matter of moments.
The earth is not your mother. The Joe Soucheray Show.
Let me tell you about Mansetti's Pizza and Pasta before we do anything else. They're at 3603 Round Lake Boulevard, just about 1 mile north of Highway 10 at Round Lake and Bunker. It's kind of right where Anoka and Andover meet. I went up there Valentine's Day. Me and the bride, we went up there. We didn't get the special because we were a little early. I got a calzone that was full of cheese, and it was full of sausage and peppers and onions, and it was wonderful.
Delicious.
They make all their own stuff. Everything's homemade. Homemade meatballs on their spaghetti. All their sauces are homemade. And each sauce, the really cool part, is different depending on what you get. You get the rigatoni. You get a little different sauce than we get with the spaghetti. All goes perfectly together. My wife, a big fan of the baked rigatoni. It's delicious with the cheese on top. And pizzas, you can't beat the pizzas. You can get anything you want on them. They also have some specialty pizzas that are incredible. And don't forget, they also have the take-home pizzas right in front there. They're frozen, and you throw them in your oven when you get home, and they cook up beautifully. They make them all there. They are delicious. Again, everything homemade. Don't forget, Monday nights are $6 spaghetti night for dine-in. You can get half price appetizers after 8 p.m. for dine-in. And every day, Monday through Friday, they got a lunch buffet. Has pizzas, has pastas, has garlic bread, has a big salad bar. Do all that. Take it in. That's Monday through Friday lunch buffet. That's Mansetti's Pizza and Pasta, 3603 Round Lake Boulevard.
A delightful can of worms has been opened with this tweet from the guy who was describing the best beers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you weren't here because you don't work
yesterday.
much. Bert writes, how about the first Sunday beer watching the Masters? That qualifies, huh?
yes.
Huh?
The gentleman that originated was Darb, at Darbayit.
Mark Reed in Iowa. Greetings to you and the crew. On yesterday's show, you were discussing good beers. While you named many good beers, I have a favorite that wasn't mentioned. When the stars align just right, we will arrive at the cabin a little before sunset on a Friday night. Help the missus pack the weekend's necessities from the car to the cabin, grab a beer from the fridge and a fishing rod from the back door, and head to the dock. A quick tip of the cap to the lake neighbors, and with the stars just starting to come out, you begin to cast and crack open the first one of the night. To shorten it up, I guess you could call it the Friday night sunset dock beer, but that hardly does it justice. The sunny afternoon boat beer and the campfire beer are close contenders. If you get those Grundhofer beer T-shirts made, I will take an extra large. Good luck, Mark Reed.
It's pretty tough to beat any lake beer if you're at the lake. Yep.
Have any of you ever gone 1 month without drinking?
Yes.
I have.
Besides when you were in jail, Reavers. Any other time?
Then no.
None of you have.
I have.
For how long?
Yeah, I have.
A month.
Oh, I've done more than a month.
Yeah, no.
Richard Hall in Emmitsburg, Iowa. One of my favorite beers. I'm really partial to the I'm on Vacation 3 p.m. Brewery Tap Room beer.
Waits that long.
Especially Voyager Brewing in Grand Marais on the roof looking out over the harbor.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Nice
perfect.
picture.
That's a nice one.
Nice picture.
Why would you have to have beer to enjoy that?
Scott Matura, the Post Golf beer. Of course.
Okay.
The Post Skiing beer. The first beer getting ready to watch football. And the first beer when you arrive at the water and start pumping up the inflatable paddleboard.
I can relate to the post-golf beer when I golfed Torrey Pines a couple of weeks ago.
You're
And
the envy.
I was sitting in the clubhouse next to a gentleman who had also golfed by himself, and we struck up a conversation. He says, "What do you think of the course?" And I said, It's a tad better than the Rice County 9.
I think so.
Did he too leave his cheap, crappy golf clubs in the cart when he
No,
left?
I think he had a nicer
That he
set
bought
than
at
I
a
did.
pawn shop on the way over?
You go ahead and donate those to the kids.
Hail the Flashlight King.